Hey y'all, it has been an extremely long day, but I want to chat with y'all. I want to talk about something called SMART goals. So get ready for bed with me as we talk about setting those SMART goals because I talk about goals a lot, but I ain't never broke down what I meant. So get ready for bed with me. All right, now that we're all freshly showered and comfortable, we can talk properly. So, in many of my past videos, you guys hear me talk about setting goals and not out setting your goals beyond your current position in life and setting goals that you can reach in increments or in micro goals in order to keep yourself from getting unmotivated about the path that you're traveling. So, I realized that I never actually told you guys how to set the type of goals that I always talk about. So, the acronym SMART, when it comes to setting goals, stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relatable, and time bound. This is crucial to setting goals that'll keep you on your path while boosting your motivation instead of tearing it down. So we're going to talk about each acronym just a little bit so that you have a full idea of what I mean about setting those SMART goals. And for those of you who is your first time here, I'm Karmy and this is Karmy's Kove. We talk about everything self-care, mental health, real life, raw, real. Okay. So let me just finish getting ready for bed while I explain what a SMART goal is. So the S in the SMART acronym stands for specific. And that basically just means that when you set those goals, they need to be clear and they need to be precise and they need to be easily understood by you and by anybody else that you're trying to explain it to. They need to be specific. The M in the SMART acronym stands for measurable. When we talk about measurable goals, we're talking about goals that we can track, goals that we can measure, that we can calculate, that we can see the progress in real time. That's what we're talking about when we're talking about measurable. Then we have the A, achievable. This goes into the topic of what, when I say don't outset your goals beyond your position or your status or your place in life or your capabilities in life. We need to make sure these are goals that we can reach with resources or with work that we can readily access. Or it need to be something that you know you're capable of doing. Something you know you have the willpower of putting the work in to get done. Because if we don't set goals that are achievable, that's when the discouragement comes in. That's when we get in that position where we're not sure if we're traveling the right path, when we literally just got some choices to make and some work to do. So don't get tricked up on it. Next, this one might seem like common sense, but make sure your goal is relatable. It needs to relate to the full picture that you're trying to reach. Plain and simple, if it's not relatable, you're not going to make progress in the areas that you want to make progress in. That's just how it goes. They need to be relatable to the topic of the goals or the end game that you're trying to reach. And the T stands for time bound. This means you need to put a deadline. It means two things. Put a deadline on your goals. That's including the micro goals that you set in between. Put a timeline on it. Because with no timeline, there's no pressure. There's no push to get it done. So the T is for time bound. So when you set a goal that is specific, for example, I want to start my own business. So two goals that I set is one, get my LLC started, two, get a business bank account open. Those are specific and clear goals that I set to reach the goal of starting a business, opening a business. And then we want to make sure it's measurable. These are measurable goals. I know that once I get into the LLC process, I got the money, I got the next, I do the paperwork, I wait on the process. That's a measurable goal. I can check off the box as I get that. I know for the bank account, okay, I get the bank account, then I need to fund it, so on and so forth. I set that goal. It's a measurable goal. I can tell when I start on it, when I haven't done nothing towards it, and when I finish. I can check off the boxes on the things that I need to do on it. And then it's an achievable goal. Both of those are achievable. If I don't know how to do it myself, there are millions of YouTube videos, millions of financial advisors. They there to help. So it is an achievable goal. I can achieve starting a business by achieving these micro steps of getting an LLC and getting a business bank account open and getting whatever licensure I needed. So next we have relatable. They're definitely relatable to the final goal of building a business. They're necessary. They get you from a point in your situation to a better point, if that makes sense. Then we got the time bound. That's when I put a time limit on it. Okay, I got this dream. I don't want it to just be a dream no more. So I need to go open my LLC. I'm going to go do that Friday evening after work. Since I work a little late and I can only have time to do the LLC, I'll go Saturday morning and open a bank account, the business bank account, so that those two things are ready to go. And while I wait for those to be ready to go, I'll go ahead and research the licensure and credentials I need for my type of business. So I done set a whole SMART goal. It's not too big for my britches. And it's definitely something that's going to better me in the long run. That's what I mean by not outsetting your goals, by not using the resources that you have at your current position in life. That's what I point to when I say that. When I talk about make sure you're setting reasonable goals, make sure you're setting goals that you can reach. Because we don't want to get discouraged on our path, because as I explained in another video, you get on this path, you set these impossible goals for yourself, and then you get on the path and something fails because you didn't have the resources, or you weren't at the capacity that you needed to be at in order to be performing that goal or trying to even chase that goal. Okay, now you get into that mode, oh man, I'm failing. And to you, it seems like you're failing, but the reality of it is you're not failing. You just weren't ready for that goal. You weren't ready for that step. So sometimes we have to step back. We have to look at ourselves and we have to say, where am I in life? What is my capability? What is my capacity? What steps should I take next that I can achieve within my limitations and within my boundaries? That doesn't mean limit your dreams. That doesn't mean don't plan big, because you have to have micro goals along the way. You have to have those micro goals. But that doesn't erase the weight of the end goal, if you get what I'm saying. So set SMART goals. This is what I mean when I set reasonable and SMART goals. Goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, relatable, and time bound. Setting those type of goals will protect you from those feelings of failure. It'll help organize your dreams and your visions. And it'll help you start putting action forward instead of worrying about the bigger picture too soon. So I hope this was helpful, and I hope this helps you understand a little bit better as I talk about goals on my channel and as you move forward to set your own goals in life. Because we got to set those goals and we're going to reach them, because this is a winning era. This is a winning time in life. We can't lose. We're confident, we're rebuilding, and if we're not fully confident, we're rebuilding that confidence that we had, or building a fresh sense of confidence in ourselves. And setting SMART goals will help you reach that. As a matter of fact, make it a goal. Why don't you make it a goal? How about this? Everybody in the comments below, for one, thank you if you have stayed this long in a video. I appreciate you. Please like, subscribe, and share. And then if you also made it this far in the video, in the comments below, drop one SMART goal that you have set in the recent times. And if you have made progress towards that, give us a testimony. And show us how, explain to us how setting those reasonable, those specific, measurable, achievable, relatable, time-bound goals have helped you. We want to hear it. Come chat in the Kove. Everybody's welcome. All right, guys. Till next time, go check out my other videos and see ya.